so hungry. It smells so good. It smells like spicy pizza. Hey everyone, so as you can see in this video, it's going to be slightly different content to what I usually do. In fact, it's probably very different. But before we move on to that, I would like to talk to you guys about where I've been. A lot of you have noticed that I did put up a few videos and then I stopped. So I wanted to first fill you in on where I've been. So the reason why I've been away from YouTube in the last couple of months, I think, is because I have moved house. So as you can see, the setting is slightly different and I am now in my own place. So it's just weird moving away, and it's been very difficult. I mean, it's not very difficult, it's just, you know, it's been challenging. Even though I have moved several times in my life, I feel like this time the distance has been the longest, you know, it's been the furthest. And anyway, so I'm moving in a completely different environment. Yeah, so right now I'm kind of living in a sort of half-done house, but that's okay. The show must move on, and I felt like it was really about time I started producing more content for you guys, because now I have the space and I also have a little bit more time. So as for the future of this channel, I would like to take it down the food route because I feel like that's the most natural to me. And as you can see, today we are doing mukbang, which is really up and coming on YouTube. It's been a huge thing in Korea for the I don't know how long it's been, but I am a fairly big mukbang watcher, but mostly just on YouTube. Big fans of people like Kimchi and Ben Dean, Bans, but I don't actually know his name because the whole show is in Korean. I don't actually, that's not even his name, I'm sure, but I actually do really enjoy watching mukbangs, and of course I watch Mummy Tang, and the other person I watch too is Mary from Mary's Test Kitchen. I think they're all great in all different ways. So as you can tell, I watch the vegan mukbangs and I watch the non-vegan mukbangs. I'm not, you know, I don't mind too much what I watch. I think I really love the idea of being able to communicate with viewers through eating, and which makes me feel more comfortable, because I feel like the best way to communicate is around the table, around food, and I also really like to watch what people eat as well, and so I just thought that I would like to do that too, and this would be a good way for me to be able to answer questions and yeah, just have some one-on-one time with you guys with food. As for the other videos that I want to produce, would also be food related, maybe instructional videos and stuff like that. So now that we've got that over, let's talk about what I'm gonna eat today. But today I was really craving for something cheesy, and a lot of you guys may know that I live a sort of a fairly, well, I'm vegetarian, so from time to time I have cheese, so I don't really call myself vegan, but I live a fairly sort of dairy-free life day to day. I don't eat cheese on a regular basis. So when I do want to eat cheese or make cheese sauces, I go the vegan route, because I just prefer to have less dairy in my system. Anyway, so I'll show you what we have today. Today I'm having pasta, and the pasta I have chosen is actually a gluten-free, wheat-free, dairy-free, egg-free, yeast-free, and vegan-free. It's all the frees. Although I suppose it doesn't say nut-free. But there aren't any nuts in here, I don't believe. I don't know why I opened this upside down. Now I regret it, because I thought I was being smart. But this is from the Orgran brand. And this is the multi-grain pasta with Amaranth, and these are the spirals, or the fusilli spirals. This is probably one of my favorite styles of pasta, just because I feel like the spirals sort of, you know, scoop up the sauce really well. This pasta is made from rice, maize meal, amaranth, which is 10% of it all, and millet, produced in Australia. Okay, so it's Australian, I think. It's the first time I'm ever trying this pasta, and the reason why I bought this is just out of curiosity. It's not because I'm intolerant to wheat or anything. So I have already like quite a big plate for cooked up already, and that was just cooked up in some salted water. And I am going to make a kimchi cheese sauce, which may sound really weird to you, but when I was in Hong Kong, I've never been to Korea, but when I was in Hong Kong, I ate a lot of spicy, creamy sauces that kind of went with things like rice cakes and chicken. And this is my version. So I have a cream sauce here. This is actually a nut-free cheese sauce. It's cheesy, creamy. And this we're using kimchi, and this kimchi I've made myself. It's also a vegan kimchi, so it doesn't have any like shrimp or fish sauce or anything in there. And the recipe is I used from the Kale sandwich show. Oh, I love watching them too. So that's where I got it from. So I'm gonna combine those in the sauce, and I have some various veggies. I've got some baby pak choi, which is one of my fave sort of Asian greens. I've got some green pepper. That's a whole diced onion. I've got some ends of some spring onion or scallions. And to drink, I am drinking naked coconut water, just because it was on offer. And I haven't had coconut water in a long time, actually. I used to drink it really, really often, but not in a long time. Okay, so let's start. I am so hungry. Okay, so I'm gonna do some onion. I don't have any oil, but that's okay. For that to heat up. So this is the kind of thing, I don't actually eat this kind of thing too often, because I wouldn't really go out of my way to make a specific cheese sauce. Sometimes I do. I've done it a couple of times. This is different to the cashew cream cheese sauce that I make otherwise, which I feel like this one is not as rich, which would make this whole ordeal easier. But I can give you a recipe for a really good cashew cream cheese sauce another time. I'm so hungry. So I've got like a couple of things I wanted to talk about during this mukbang. So yeah, so I've already mentioned how weird it's been moving away, because now I am living alone. And I've always lived with my family, and I like it. I like it. When I was at university, I never moved out. I stayed at home when I was at university, so I didn't get that whole sort of living in dorms life, and I've never moved out. I've always stayed at home because it always financially made sense. My cats lived at home. I liked the comfort of home very much. And yeah, so I guess that's one of the reasons why. So this is the first time I've ever moved out on my own, and to be honest, it's nothing that special. I don't really feel like, I don't really feel, I don't know. It's not, I guess sometimes it's nice to have my own space, and it's nice to, be able to work on my own schedule, because sometimes when I feel like when I'm with family or when I'm with friends, sorry, I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. when I'm with family or when I'm with friends, I feel obliged to entertain them or work on their schedule, and so now I get to do a bit of that. So in that sense, it has been a bit of a relief, I guess. This recipe for that I took from the kale sandwich show is very good. I like it very much. But I did make a lot, so I have wound up eating a lot of kimchi recently. I'm just gonna put in quite a bit. Okay. But yeah, it's nice to live on your own. For those people who haven't moved out yet, I would say there is no rush at this. At a time like this, it is very difficult moving out. I say do whatever is financially makes most sense. I mean, you know, having your own space and own freedom is wonderful too. So I guess it just depends on what's the most important to you. So as you all know, I don't remember when actually. Last year I graduated from culinary school, and I did a diploma, yeah, a diploma in pastry, and I did work for a very short amount of time as a pastry chef. But I could go into it a little bit more in another video, but it wasn't really quite the thing for me. I mean, like, I think there was a lot of reasons why I left, not just because of the job, because the job itself was actually really was good. I learned a lot, but mostly it was the people, the timings, and stuff like that. Okay, cream sauce time. Okay, now I'm gonna put the pasta back in. Ugh. This pasta I haven't tried before, but it's basically like rice pasta, I think. So I can kind of imagine what it's gonna taste like. It just cooks like normal pasta. Oh, it looks so good. I feel a bit ridiculous eating this amount of food because honestly, I genuinely don't. You may look at me and think that I eat a lot, and I do probably eat a lot. But I mean, like in one sitting, I don't eat that much because I'm kind of lame and I get full very, very quickly. Okay, so. I don't know. I may put this in now and see how that goes. But I don't really like to cook these too much because I like the kind of crunch. It smells so good because in this cheese sauce I've used vermouth, which is one of my favorite wines or alcohols to cook with. I don't know what this is going to taste like. But it smells, because vermouth is like a sort of like alcohol that's sweet. So it smells sweet. I always put black sesame seeds all over my food. My mum always tells me, she's like, black sesame seeds are good. You know, makes your hair grow nice and glossy and black. And I have Japanese shichimi. It's just spicy hot pepper flakes and like with a bit more seasoning. A bit more. I forgot to put. Actually, this already has black sesame seeds in it, so there is no need to. Yeah, the pasta is like rice pasta, so it's less, it doesn't taste as starchy as wheat pasta does. Yeah, so because the cheese sauce is actually on the sweet side. Does that weird you out? I don't know. It's cheesy, a little bit sweet, and the kimchi is very savory and very spicy. So the mix together is really like, it was like savory and sweet. There's a little bit of tang in there from something, from the kimchi. I might eat the pasta and then have the veg afterwards. Yeah. Okay, this is actually very nice, which is what I imagined. I imagined it to taste like this, I guess. Anyway, like I was saying, I was a pastry chef for a little while, not for that long, and then I had to move, so I quit my job anyway. Well, actually, it almost felt was very good timing, because there some things happened at home that I needed to take care of, and I needed to be at home more, and my mum needed me, so it all kind of fell into place. So the fact that I left, well, I kind of had to leave, even if I didn't want to leave. I kind of had to anyway. Eventually I would have, because I'd have to move. So anyway, there's a lot of expectations. I feel like there's a lot of expectation. Probably not. People wonder what I'm gonna do with my life. And I don't know. I mean, like, will I continue working in pastry? I don't know. Probably not. For some reason, I guess it's because I used to dream about it and talk about it a lot. But people are expecting me to be like opening a bakery of some sort, or a cafe, and I don't know. I feel bad, because I feel like I'm letting people down. But I'm not sure, you know? I just don't think it's for me anymore. It's not how I see my life. I think if I was younger, maybe. But this does give me more time to make more content for you guys. So I guess I'll be doing this for now, because ultimately this is what I enjoy doing the most. I started YouTube when I was working at my previous job in a Chinese cash and carry, and well, I started before I worked there, and I had to stop because I was so committed to the job, and the hours were so long, and that made me miserable, to be honest, that I had to quit YouTube because I just didn't have time. So now it's been a long time coming, but I feel like we're finally there. Yeah. So this sort of creamy cheese sauce is good. It's not like it's good in a pasta. Actually, originally, I found it, and it was a cheese fondue sauce. I don't think this would quite work out as a cheese fondue sauce for me. I'd prefer a cashew cream cheese, but it's good in a pasta, I have to say. Not spicy, just hot. This could be spicier. Ah, that was delicious. You know, like sometimes you bite into your favorite part, which for me are the spring onions. That was really good. I'm a really messy eater. I've already made a mess. My boyfriend always says that I'm like a baby when I eat. So yeah, this whole meal is actually gluten-free, dairy-free, which is really funny because I'm actually not allergic to any of those things. The only things I am actually allergic to is shellfish, nuts, but I'm not like tragically allergic. I still eat them. I still eat nuts, but they make me itch. And what else am I allergic to? I used to be allergic to eggs, and if I eat too many eggs now, which is another reason why I don't eat eggs very much anymore, is that if I eat too many eggs, I itch as well. Basically, all symptoms of my allergies is like itching, so I just don't really eat much shellfish anymore, and I don't really eat eggs very much. I don't have dairy too much just because I don't like the idea of eating too much dairy. Yeah, and I definitely don't eat meat anymore. I wanted to talk about how my boyfriend and we've been together 3.5 years now, and this is the first time we've been so far away from each other, like in terms of living arrangements. We met at work, and at work we'd see each other every day, and we used to live very close to each other, so I saw him every day. And then he was very, was very good. He found a new job, and eventually I left and went to school, and we'd still see each other every week. Okay. When it's raw, when pacho is raw, it tastes a bit mustardy. I'm not sure I like that. I think I'll eat that in a minute when I can continue cooking. So now, I mean, like, even before we used to see each other only on the weekends, but now we still see each other on the weekends, but it's much more of a tiring affair because I have to drive about 2 hours to see him or vice versa. But it's not, I tell myself it's not forever. There are people who have gone through longer distances and still stayed together. So I don't try not to complain, but I do miss him, So yeah, sometimes I do feel kind of lonely. But not like in a terrible way, because I'm like, luckily for us, everyone has Facebook, and WhatsApp and whatever. So I see everyone as if I see people, but just via the phone. And it's okay, It's okay. Sometimes it gets a bit scary here at nighttime, because I live in a very, 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 very quiet area. And for a person who has been brought up living on busy main streets all my life, pretty much all my life, it's a bit weird. It's a bit too quiet. At nighttime, it's so quiet that the smallest noise sounds really loud. And like, my walls must be very thick. I think they're very thick concrete walls because I've never heard my neighbours, either of them. I don't think we hear each other. I don't think they can hear me. Sometimes when I eat meals that taste really good, I think, oh, my boyfriend would love this. He would love this. Because I think he would tell me it's weird, but eat it all and then say it's really good. because my boyfriend and I are both vegetarian. Well, actually, we're more pescatarian, I guess, if you have to put it that. If you have to be very specific, we don't eat fish on a regular basis. But it's kind of like when there is no option. Okay, I'll just say it. You know, like when you go to a families get together, or not even like even in a restaurant. Some places don't have that many options. So sometimes there's like the choices between say if you go to an Italian place, the choices are say between cheesy pastas or a fish dish. I always would rather pick the fish dish. That's just me personally. Even though I love cheesy pastas, and clearly I love cheesy pastas, I don't tend to choose them. I tend to pick the leaner fish options. I think I'll make this cheese sauce again. It's nice for pasta. Because my niece is loves cheese, but she's allergic to cheese. So something I can make. I'll if you want the recipe, I'll put it down in the description below. I don't think mukbang is a very big thing in England at the moment. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever watched another person from the UK do mukbang. Have I? I don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna try and get the rest of this pasta and then have some veggies. If I wasn't doing mukbang, I would probably be sitting down watching some anime on TV. It's amazing because actually I used to be a huge anime watcher. If you may have noticed that in lots of my videos I used to use anime music as my background music. It was a huge part of my life. But I guess I just had less and less time to watch it, and I kind of like grew out of it, which I never really grew out of it. I still love it. It's just that I've never been able to put it as top priority on, or even in like the top 10 things that I need to do or want to do. Well, actually I wanted to do them, I just didn't have time to do them. In that respect, living alone is really good because in your free time you don't have to do things for other people or whatever. Get to watch TV. Okay, sorry. The camera memory card ran out of space. So I think I'm gonna do the pak choy now. I'm gonna do like half first because I don't like to have soggy vegetables. So yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about, to be honest. I've forgotten what I was saying. So I would really like to know what kind of videos you would like to see me do. I do have intentions to keep doing mukbang just because it sort of gives me an outlet to kind of talk mindlessly, I guess. It means that you guys can have dinner with me like once a week or whatever. I used to live closer to London. In London, you can get pretty much anything as long as you knew where to go. I lived near a Korean supermarket. I could get myself to a number of Asian Chinese markets. I could get myself to Chinatown every weekend. Where I live now, there's less of that. And the ones that I'm close to have a limited stock of everything. So it's definitely different. I'm going to take the vegetables out. Pan is looking a little bit sad, isn't it? Oop. I'm going to have You're gonna find this weird. Doesn't weird me out. Okay. I love eating fusion-y foods. So like actually started sort of experimenting with making kind of like fusion recipes a long time ago. Happened a lot with pasta, I think. Spicy Asian pasta, Mexican flavored pasta, or I do when I used to eat meat, we used to stir fry mince with like some hoisin sauce and chili bean sauce, and so it's like, and we used to eat it with sliced cucumber and tomato with rice, but instead I'd have it with spaghetti or something. I remember oh, so good. I remember when I was younger, and I don't think I started cooking for myself until I was, I don't know how old I was, 14, 15. And I remember when we were very young, the things that I could make were instant noodles. The microwave was my best friend, and I knew how to do that. And I could make very simple things like fry an egg. And then like when I got to a certain age, I think I was probably 15 maybe, my sister, she went off to university. At the time, I lived with mum and dad, but my dad wasn't really around a lot. I don't actually remember where he was half the time, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't working by then. My mum was working. And to be honest, I don't remember so far back anymore. But I do know that my mum wasn't around very much either, because I know she was working. So I found myself alone a lot of the times. And I remember when I was younger, my sister and I didn't have a very good relationship, but eventually we did, just because we were long distance from each other, and then we soon found we missed each other. And I remember calling her, and at the time thinking, God, I really wish that she was here, because I wanted to cook something to eat, because there was nothing to eat at home. And we weren't a very snacky family. We didn't have that many snacks, and so there wasn't much food. There was just food that you could cook. So I remember calling her and asking her how to cook potatoes. How do I know when potatoes are cooked? And I asked them, is it like when they float, is that how I know they're cooked? Still remember that. One of the first meals I've ever made for myself, I think, was potatoes, like a proper cooked on the stove. And I literally just boiled potatoes, and I don't remember what I had with it. I do remember it being a very large plate of just potatoes and something, and I remember feeling really sick. Yeah, it was around that time I started learning how to cook for myself. And where I learned to really cook, well, yeah, I suppose so, was when I was at university. A few years later, my sister had moved back, and I found myself having a lot of free time in the evening, being a lot more interested in cooking. And yeah, so I would cook for my sister and her boyfriend and us three most of the time. I used to do things like Japanese curry. When I found out how to make Japanese curry, It was, I used to eat curry a lot. Curry, I used to make like one pot things a lot. Stews, I made a lot, oxtail stew. Mm. So what do you want to see me cook next? Oh no. Mm. Mm. What should I have for dessert? I'm so full. I'm not sure if I can eat dessert now. Okay, I found dessert. Although I have to make it. I've been saving these for ages because in England these are very expensive. And so I only have them when I'm like super treating myself. So let's celebrate because this is the first mukbang. And so I wanted to show you. These are gluten-free brown rice mochis. And I've got organic Japanese gluten-free brown rice mochi, 100% whole grain, low fat, ready in 8 minutes. And they're from Clearspring. I don't know if you can see that. And I also have another one. This is the black soybean mochi. Can you see? Show you what they look like. That's the black soybean, and then that's the plain original, if you like. So when you cook these, they soften and they puff up. And I used to eat these a lot. I used to eat them, and I used to drizzle maple syrup on top. I don't have any maple syrup, but I do have coconut nectar, which I use instead. Not instead, it's just what I have at the moment. Product of Japan, 6 pieces. I know like a pack of these is like £5 something. I got these from Whole Foods. So essentially you're having like £1 a piece. But I've never had the black soybean one before, but I used to eat this one a lot. So I'm really excited because I haven't had this in a long time. So I'm just gonna do like a little bit. This is kind of dirty. No, it's okay. And so I'm just gonna just spread the oil around a bit. So this is what it's like. It's like a hard block. That's what that looks like. Okay. So we're gonna watch what happens to the mochi. It kind of like, not melts, but yeah, I suppose you can say melts. And it softens up. And then if you do them like nice and crisp on the outside, then it's chewy and soft on the inside. You can actually do these in the microwave. I've done them in the microwave before. But I don't actually have a microwave at the moment. I don't even know whether I will get one. So see, it does start to puff up all the bits that are cooked. I'm so excited. You can see I don't really get out much. This kind of reminds me of New Year's cake we have in our culture called Lingo. Lingo is something we eat obviously in the new year. Actually a very similar color. Also made with rice flour as well. There's a few more things in there, I think. I've made it before, I just don't remember how to make it. Similar, but you can eat it pan fried. You have different variations, but we used to eat a fried an egg. And it's a sweet thing, believe it or not. This looks so good. But yeah. I think, yeah, once you can like stick your fork or your chopstick through, that's how you know they're soft on the inside. Okay. So, this is what it's looking, this is what we're dealing with here, people. Just going to stop stroking. Okay. I'm going to pour over some date nectar. I mean, no, this is not date nectar, coconut nectar. But yes, you can use wait, I'm just having a moment. You can use maple syrup, date nectar. I used to use maple syrup. And maple syrup is probably nicest because it has the most kind of neutral flavor. You can use date syrup, which would also be good. Coconut nectar, I don't mind. I don't love it. Ooh. Check that out. Okay, see, it looks much better, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know what you think, but it's soft and crispy on the outside. I mean, like, from that to that, this is the brown rice. I mean, no, this is the black bean one. Or, I would imagine, okay, I suddenly thought of something really good. So maybe I'll make it in the next video. I would probably recommend you don't eat it straight out of the pan. That's like a health warning. It's very hot. So good. For me, this is worth the money. Like, it's, I don't know, it's quite expensive, but to me, they're worth the money because they're so good. Granted, I burnt them a little bit. It's like toasty on the outside, toasty, soft and chewy on the middle, in the middle. If I had the money, I'd do like a whole plate or frying pan of this. And just I might add more. It's alright. Oh. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. So you can do the same in the microwave if you get one of these. Don't remember how many minutes. Just watch it. Puffs up. The effect is not the same. I mean, like, the outcome is not quite the same, but it's still good. Ouch, that is hot. Yeah, hot sugar in your mouth is not. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoy doing it. Please tell me what you would like me to do a mukbang of. And besides doing mukbang, I have many like recipe and instructional videos that are lined up that I will do. So if you have any suggestions or any requests, please write them in the comments below. I think really, if I was to suggest something, is to like put the sweetener of your choice in a cup, in like a little pot, and dip. Doing it this way, because I'm using a cast iron pan, the heat, it retains the heat really well, and so the sugar remains very hot, even though sugar does remain hot for a long time anyway. You will burn yourself just like I did. So maybe try doing dipping. Don't do what I just did. It's all gooey. I think I'm going to split it in half because it's breaking. You see that? Okay. Can you see? Probably not. It's really stretchy. Yum. What am I blowing here? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's still really hot. That's definitely a really wicked way to end a meal. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you got some ideas of what to eat in the next meal. And please like and subscribe to these videos. More of them will be coming up. And thanks for your support as always. Until next time.